Hey everyone, if you're watching this video, you might be in class and you've moved on to this part of your email with your tasks for today, or maybe you're at home and you are checking your work. Either way, I just wanted to take a minute to go over this letter with you. We are having our two-step practice test, which is attached to this letter back here. That is going to be on Friday or tomorrow if you're watching this on Thursday. It will be on our 4th grade standard 4OA3, that's two-step problems. So I just wanted to take a minute to go over this letter with you and explain it. If you've already read it and understand it, you can skip past this part and go to the actual practice test. But if you're in class and you're looking at this for the first time, I want you to watch this part so you understand what to expect for tomorrow and how to practice. So it says, each student is bringing home their math spiral notebook inside their binder. This notebook includes very focused models and support on what is expected of each standard. The attached papers mirror what the test will look like. So the papers on the back of your test, it's going to look exactly the same, just some of the numbers and the problems, the scenarios in the problem are going to change, but it's going to be very much the same. So if you do well on this, you should do well on your test tomorrow. How to practice. Number 1, look in your math notebook first to remind yourself of what the hint words and expectations for two-step problems. So open to that page where we wrote in all of the operations and check out those hint words if you're forgetting what they mean. Number 2, use the 4OA3 practice test stapled to this paper and practice all the problems. It's homework. You have to turn this in tomorrow. Or else it is your recess. So make sure you do every problem here. Number 3, go to McCainFourth.com to check your work for this homework and find out the secret word. This will earn you money tomorrow. So if you keep watching this video, at some point I'm going to give you a secret word. If you have it written down when I check your homework tomorrow, you will get money for that. So pay close attention. Watch the whole thing. Number 4, on McCainFourth.com, there are 5 other videos to show you how to solve these types of problems. Just click the arrow by the YouTube icon and watch the two-step problem videos. Watch as many as you need to get extra practice. So every single two-step problem that we've done, I've made a video for and I've put it on the website. Check that out. If you want some extra practice, you can get just a blank sheet of paper and do some practice on your own. And finally, number 5, lastly, email Miss Marnick if you have any questions, and there's my email. All right, here we go. We're going to go ahead and get started on the problems. Two-step practice test 4OA3 directions. Show your work for each problem, then answer the question. Use your math notebook as a resource to see all the hint words and to remind you what operations they hint to you. Also, check out McCainFourth.com to check your work, which you obviously already did since you are watching this video right now. Great job. Don't forget, stay tuned for that secret word. Number 1, there were 6 friends at a birthday party. Each friend, I know each means multiply, got 7 red balloons and 5 blue balloons. I see the word and, I'm going to circle it. Plus sign, draw my leashes to 7 and 5 so I don't lose those numbers. How many balloons were there total? There's my question. I know total can mean add or it can mean multiply, and that makes sense because I have a multiplication and I have a plus sign here. So I'm going to do one of those, or both of those actually. So for operations, I'm going to put times. I'm going to put plus. I see that I have 1, 2, 3 numbers and 2 operations. That's telling me to do a two-step problem. So draw your line down the middle. I know my 6 friends at the birthday party are each getting the balloons. So my friends are my groups, and the balloons are how many each friend is getting, or in each group. So I have a number for groups, but not in each group. So I can't multiply first. I'm going to have to add first. So 7 red balloons, I'm going to put 7B for balloons, plus 5 blue balloons, 5B for balloons, equals 12. 12 what? 12 balloons. When I thought about it, I knew my balloons are how many each kid gets, so my balloons are in each group. So I'm going to label that here too. Now I know I need to multiply because I saw this word each. So multiplication is set up as groups times in each group is going to give me my total. My groups are my friends. They're holding the balloons. So I'm going to put 6 here for groups. My in each group is how many balloons each friend gets. So I'm going to draw an arrow from my balloons to my 12. Use your calculator. If you type in 6 times 12, you're going to get 72 for your total. 72 what? 72 balloons. This is my final answer because it's how many balloons there were total. So circle it. Check your question. How many balloons were there total? Reword it for your sentence. There were 72 balloons total, period. Number 2. During the football game, Logan scored 7 times as many, 7 times as many points as Mr. Hutch. Mr. Hutch scored 6 points. How many more, I know that means subtraction, how many more points did Logan score than Mr. Hutch? So here's my question. I'm going to number that. And I'm trying to find out how many points did Logan score than Mr. Hutch. So I know I'm going to have to do L minus H. So I see I have times and I have minus. That's 2 operations. So I'm going to have to do a 2-step problem. So for operations, I'm going to put times and minus. Divide my workspace down the middle. I know that 7 times is always going to go first. So I draw my arrow from 7 times. 7 times blank equals blank. 7 times belongs with Logan. So I'm going to label L for Logan. Logan is versing Hutch, and that's going to equal Logan at the end. My number for Mr. Hutch is right here. It's 6 points. So I know 7 times 6 is going to equal 42. That's Logan's real number. This was just his times as many number. His points were actually 42. So I'm going to label this 42 points. That's not my final answer, though, because I need to know how many more points Logan scored than Mr. Hutch. So I am going to set up a subtraction problem. And I know I'm going to need to do Logan minus Hutch is going to equal Logan. Another way that you can think about it too, we know subtraction is total minus part equals missing part. You don't have to have both of those labels, just have the one that helps you better. Either one will work. Sometimes I like labeling the names because it helps me decide which number I'm going to take from over here. So I know I have to take Logan's number, our total. That's 42, because remember, 7 times isn't his real number. 42 is his real total. So I draw an arrow from 42 for the total, minus my number for Hutch. I can tell by looking in the problem that Hutch had 6 points. I can also tell by looking over here. Hutch was matched with 6. 42 minus 6, if I subtract, I'm going to get 36. 36 what? 36 points. That's how many more points Logan scored. So that's my final answer. Make sure you circle it and write your sentence. How many more points did Logan score than Mr. Hutch? Reword it. Logan scored 36 more points than Mr. Hutch, period. Number 3, Cassidy had 27 bottles of nail polish and Holly had 21. I see this word and here, circle it, put a plus sign, draw my leashes. We have 27 bottles and 21 bottles. They decided to put their nail polish together and share it equally with 8 friends. I see share it equally, that means I'm going to divide. 8 friends. Every friend is going to get a nail polish bottle, or every friend is going to hold it. So my friends are my groups. How many bottles of nail polish did each friend get? Each friend get, that's like in each group. So my bottles are going to be my in each group. I see that I need to add and I see that I need to divide. So write that for your operations. I see I have 1, 2, 3 numbers, another clue that I have a two-step problem. So I'm going to draw my line down the middle and decide which operation I do first. I need to decide if I have enough groups or if I have enough parts to add or divide first. So looking at my division for shared equally, I have my groups, but I don't have my total to divide and get in each group. My total is going to come from what I'm adding. So I need to add first. I check my and sign and I check my leashes. I'm going to add 27, B for bottles, plus on the other side of my leash, 21, B for bottles. If you type that into your calculator, you're going to get 48 bottles. Now, that's my total bottles that Cassidy and Holly have. It's not how many they shared. Now I need to divide. Division is set up as total divided by groups equals in each group. My total number of bottles comes from the problem I just solved. That is 48. Divided my groups. I labeled 8 friends as my groups. That's going to get me how many are in each group. 48 divided by 8 equals 6. 6 what? 6 bottles. And that is my final answer because that's how many each friend got. Check your question. How many bottles of nail polish did each friend get? And reword. Each friend gets 6 bottles of nail polish. Period. Before we start number 4, I'm going to give you the secret word. The secret word for this video is excited, because I know you are all so excited to take your math test tomorrow that you can hardly wait. So there's a secret word. Let's finish the video. Number 4. There were 9 bats hanging in a tree. So I'm going to underline 9 bats. Each bat, each means multiply, ate 6 mosquitoes and 3 moths. I see this word and, I circle it. I put my plus sign and draw my leashes to 6 mosquitoes and 3 moths. Don't lose those numbers. How many insects did the bats eat all together? I know all together can either mean multiply or add, and that makes sense because I have multiplication and I have addition. So I'm going to write that for my operations. If I have 2 operations, I know I have a 2-step problem. So I'm going to draw a line down the middle, and I need to decide what to do first. Do I add or do I multiply? So I have to visualize the problem to figure out which parts I have for this problem. So I'm thinking of those 9 bats hanging in a tree, and each bat ate some insects. So those 9 bats are holding the insects. My 9 bats are my groups, and my insects are going to be how many I have in each group. I have a number for group, but my number of insects for in each group is going to come from adding this. So I have to add first. I have 6M for mosquitoes. If I check my leash, 1 is 6. Check the other side of my leash, 3 moths. So plus 3M for moths equals 9. That's 9 mosquitoes and moths, but we're calling it insects in the problem. So I'm going to write 9 insects. I know I labeled my insects as how many is in each group. So I'm going to label that IEG. That's not my final answer though. That's just how many insects one bat ate. I need to know how many all of the bats ate all together. So now is where I need to multiply. Multiplication problem, set it up. Groups times in each group equals your total. My groups from my problem is 9 bats. In each group is what I just solved. They each ate 9. I say in my head, 9 times 9, 1 less, 81. 81 what? 81 insects. This is my final answer. It's how many insects the bats ate all together. So I circle it. Check my question. How many insects did the bats eat all together? The bats ate 81 insects all together. Period. Number 5. Cameron and Elijah bought a huge bag of gummy worms. Elijah ate 5 times as many as, put a 5x or 5 times above that, as Cameron. That's who we're comparing him to. Cameron ate 3 gummy worms. How many more, I know that means I'm going to subtract, gummy worms did Elijah eat than Cameron? So here's my question here. How many more gummy worms did Elijah eat than Cameron? So I know I'm doing Elijah minus Cameron. I see that I have times. I see that I am subtracting. So I'm going to write that here for my operations. I know if I see 2 different operations, it's a clue that I need to do a 2-step problem. So line down the middle, and I need to decide what I need to do first. I need to know how many more gummy worms did Elijah eat than Cameron. So Elijah minus Cameron. But I don't have a real number for Elijah. I only have this 5 times number. I have to get his real number so I can subtract it. So that means I'm going to have to multiply first. So times as many always goes first. So 5 times blank equals blank. This number 5 belongs with Elijah. Elijah is versing Cameron. And we'll get Elijah here at the end. I do have a number for Cameron. He ate 3 gummy worms. I know 5 times 3 equals 15. That's Elijah's real number. 15 what? 15 gummy worms. Now that's just how many Elijah ate. Our question is asking us how many more gummy worms did he eat than Cameron. So now I need to subtract. And I know when I'm subtracting, I know I have to do Elijah minus Cameron. So Elijah minus Cameron is going to equal Elijah. Another way I can think about it is the total of Elijah minus the part we know for Cameron is going to equal my missing part. You don't have to write both of these. Pick the way that makes more sense to you. So here I know I need Elijah's number, but I have 2 numbers over here for Elijah. I have 5 times and 15. 5 times is not Elijah's real number. This 15 is how many he actually has. And it's also my total. So I'll put 15 here, minus my number for Cameron. The problem says Cameron ate 3. Over here with Cameron, I have the number 3. So I'm going to put 3 here with Cameron. 15 minus 3 equals 12. That's our missing part, or how many more gummy worms Elijah ate than Cameron. So 12 gummy worms. This is my final answer, so I'm going to circle it. Check my question. How many more gummy worms did Elijah eat than Cameron? Elijah ate 12 more gummy worms than Cameron. Period. You are almost done. You made it to the final problem, number 6. Julia had 46 hutchbucks and Bella had 26. I see this word and, I circle it, I put a plus sign, I draw my leashes, 46 and 26, so I know what I need to add and I don't lose my numbers. They decided to put their money together, then share it equally, I know that means divide, with 12 friends. How many hutchbucks did each friend get? Each friend get sounds like in each group, so my hutchbucks are what's in each group. My 12 friends are my groups, because the 12 friends are what's holding the hutchbucks, what's in each group. I see 1, 2, 3 numbers. I see add. I see that I need to divide, so I'm going to put plus and divide, division for operations. Those are all clues that I have a 2-step problem. So draw a line down the middle. Decide what you need to do first. Division is total divided by groups equals in each group. I don't have a total, I just have groups. My total is going to come from how many hutchbucks they have all together. So I need to add first. So I check my and, I look at my leashes, 46, that's HB for hutchbucks, plus 26, HB for hutchbucks, equals, you can type that into your calculator, you are going to get 72. Write it out this time, 72 hutch bucks. Now I need to know how many each friend got when they share it equally or when they divide it. So division is total divided by groups equals in each group. My total number comes from the total number of hutchbucks, the 72. So I'm going to draw an arrow. I'm going to put 72 here, divided by my groups, which come from here, 12 friends, is going to get how many I have in each group. Plug that into the calculator. You are going to get 6. 6 what? 6 hutchbucks. That's my final answer, how many each friend will get. Check my question. How many hutchbucks did each friend get? Each friend gets 6 hutchbucks, period. And if you made it this far, I have a little bonus for you. I didn't tell you this. I gave you the secret word already, but there is a bonus to the secret word. If you write this bonus, smiley face, on your page, you will get extra money. But don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone about the secret word. Don't tell anyone about the bonus. Keep it a secret, and you can get extra money tomorrow. So, great job. Good luck on your test. I know you're going to do amazing. See you later.